right.
I think I'm actually going to have to start cutting out things and just focusing on the proper fascism. Firstly, all the idiots whining about, oh, spending all this money on the coronation, stupid royal family, waste of money. Firstly, the royal family brings in more money than they cost the government. Just in tourism alone, the royal family brings in more money than the UK government gives to them. Secondly, they bring in like 4 or 6 times that from the lands that the Crown has given the Parliament right to use. Like CCP Grey did a video like nearly a decade ago, and they bring in like 100 times more than they cost. So shut up. Secondly,
Oh yeah, I'll just point out, because I took a tour of Windsor Palace and the gift shops that they had, and people were just swarming all over them. I'm just like, gift shop, I'm staying away. But it was fascinating to see where it was all this basically royally branded stuff, and people were just buying the hell out of it. And it's like, well, this is basically without a lot of markup, because there's no value added tax, I think, when I went in that day. But it was like, yeah, that all that money is basically going directly to the government or the House of Windsor in order to make sure that they're sustaining themselves. That's
Saxe
pretty
Coburg
smart.
Gotha, don't ever let them get away with lying about being German.
yeah.
Very true.
So, yes, the whole point of this is, so they're complaining about all the money that was spent on the coronation. The cost of the entire coronation of his mediocrity, King Charles III, would fund the NHS for, drumroll, 5 hours.
An hour?
5 hours.
That is the
Well, that's cheap.
Yeah.
That's money well spent.
The NHS wastes that much money in 5 hours.
Yes.
Well, Trim, see, the NHS doesn't have, the royal family doesn't have diversity officers.
Yes. Correct. They don't have a HR department either.
Is the NHS responsible for like thousands of deaths at this point because they refuse to
Bad trim. Bad. You're wrong, but you're bad.
Yes.
No, this was
No. Stop talking.
No backpedal.
Stop.
Didn't say anything.
You're going to backpedal yourself into the hole again.
Yeah.
That's the problem with backpedaling. You go straight back in the hole you just pedaled out of.
Oh yeah.
Just Trim, all I can say is when you're thinking those thoughts, just say diversity.
Yes.
Yeah. There we go.
Well, that's
diversity.
Well, that's it. They keep hiring diversity officers.
Exactly.
I'm gonna say it when we get to Rumble.
Steve Murphy says, maybe the NHS is inefficient and too expensive for the quality of service offered.
Yeah.
God, I hate the NHS.
Henry Bolton, allegedly, says the salaries of your diversity managers would keep it going for a while too. Another idiot who thinks that days of NHS spending is a fucking government account. Like, you midwits. Also, I wonder how much money in tourism was generated by all the people staying in hotels in London. Do you think you could have found a fucking hotel room in London the day before the coronation?
I mean, both the people there to watch a coronation and the people there to protest the coronation ended up most likely.
Well, not only that, but you figure at least an hour outside of London by rail or by bus, or preferably driving if you're a real man.
Parking in London on a good day? I don't think so.
I tried it once. It was amusing. But yeah, it's like people. So a community outside of that was probably flooded.
Well, that's it. For like an hour's plus train travel in every direction, you probably couldn't find a fucking... Actually, I would bet that that's probably significant enough that someone would have done a story on it.
Quite possible.
Coronation. I spelt that with 3 O's instead of an A because
You want to put a comma in that, Bezic?
yes.
He's coming
Coronation?
along on that.
No, I was going to spell coronation with 4 O's because I was thinking of another word that starts with the same set and then goes in a different direction at the third I.
Coronation.
Yes, he's suddenly learning.
What was I looking at? Coronation hotels. Ah, fuck. There's a hot Coronation There's actual hotels called Coronation Hotel. That's not helpful.
Hot coronations in your area.
Charles. Is there any news? No, I don't care about the food. Oh, look. Hotels hike prices by 60% as they exploit King Charles's coronation. There we
Geez, why
go.
would they do that?
That'll do.
Yep, yep. And there's Market Watch too.
Just trying to... Sparks Hotel Demand. That's the one. The UK led to a surge of bookings for accommodations in hotels, blah, 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 blah. Surge in visitors in London, seeing a spike in demand for hotel room and other accommodations. While the Friday and Saturday of Coronation Weekend have already hit a peak for the month of May, we expect these figures to increase in the coming days as excitement grows. The cat is in the corner making lots of noises. He claws a piece of cardboard to non-existence.
I was wondering if Trim was doing something naughty in the background, or it was the cat.
Could you actually hear
Yes.
that? Glorious. Cheeky little bugger.
I'm drawing a cat.
So, that's a really poorly written article.
Yeah, but I think it at least touches on the fact that, yeah, 66% spike in
Was it a
hotel
66%
use
spike, or is that's that's occupancy?
occupancy.
Well, for this, when this was done on the 3rd of May, yeah, it was up from 58% to 67%, and from 61% to 68%. So, just based off of this data collected by whoever, however, there was 10% increase in hotel occupancy already. And
Yep.
how much making the surrounding economy shitloads of money that the government would then tax.
I mean, honestly, it's a boon, an utter boon to these people.
If you enjoyed this segment from the Sons of Chardonnay podcast, please consider joining us live exclusively on rumble.com/c/Sons of Chardonnay. A special thanks to our subscribe star supporters who you can currently see scrolling past on your screen.